Hi y'all. Well, this is the 13.5 patch notes breakdown. I got Sheogorn with me to help blind run this and see what we got.
I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. I haven't been really on top of patch notes since my shit, shut down almost 9, 10 months ago. So I'm excited to get back into this stuff on the
Dude,
regular.
we used to do this every time the update would come out, fucking 3 in the morning. We like
Yup.
stoked, like
Get excited about it. Next day, be sipping coffee, playing TFT, fucking reading patch notes and shit. Like I'm about that life. I'm about that life, man.
mm-hmm.
So
So
yeah,
this
going
kind of
into this, there's two things I knew, and there was one thing that you said you knew. So I know going into this, I already know there's an ASOL nerf, right? Like there's no
yes,
question. And as
finally
we can see right there,
it's
peeking in the
peeking out.
corner, there's a little ASOL nerf. I knew we all knew that was coming, so that's chill. The other thing is we knew about the Yumi rework, right? So we know that that's coming and that's going to be here now. Outside of that, you mentioned that you knew about jungle changes, right? So jungle econ changes, how that's
hmm
working. Well, I'm curious to see what those specifics are.
Just like the
Outside of
meta
that,
and like how the jungle's been prioritized as of lately.
100%. And outside of that, I don't know shit about this, man. So I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, so we should check out the pick first. This will give us a little breakdown. Well, I can't actually bring it up because of the window.
No
But
worries.
we could kind of just peek in and see like
Yeah, let's
Aurelion,
do this peak.
Caitlyn,
So, all right,
KGP.
I the Rammus was off my radar. I'm curious about that. I haven't been watching a lot of streams or pro play, so I don't know if that's been in there. But Rammus has not been popping up in my games. I haven't really dealt with him much. I'm curious to see what that nerf is. All the
Even when
rest of
he's
those,
popped up, like I
yeah,
haven't had a struggle. As like a master E and Vi player, it's like usually those are counters,
sure.
and he
The rest
seemed
of these all make
pretty alright.
sense. Which,
Yorick seemed ridiculous though. I'm
yeah,
curious to
Yorick
see
for
that
sure.
because every
Well,
time
no, no,
like
no,
a
no.
really good Yorick popped up, it seemed
Yeah,
impressive.
he's very, very, very suppressive or oppressive. He's very oppressive for sure, man. Um, and then with these buffs,
Oh, a lot
let's
of
see.
adjustments. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm curious
Are
what
we
those
finally
adjustments.
taking Ashe out of the support role, please?
I would hope so. That'd be amazing.
You got some
It looks like
grass
they might be
triumph.
targeting
Oh, triumph. Oh, come on. This is my most like aggravated rune
that.
ever because I feel like it's not fast enough. There's so many moments where you're relying on it and it's like, nope. I
Well,
die
let's
and I
see
got
what
the
they
heal
did.
after
We're
I
gonna see
died.
what they did. All
All
right,
right,
Yumi
first up is
changes. Here we
Yumi.
go. Yep,
Wow, that's
let's do
crazy.
Yumi.
Usually they do A to Z, so this is interesting that they put the Y up front.
I think that's just because she's the rework, right? So they're just
hmm
showcasing the rework and then the minor changes after. Do we want to read through this whole thing or just focus on the
I
abilities?
think
I'm good with either one.
I think you should redo it. You have a beautiful
All
voice.
right, cool. Yumi's rework was arriving in 13.5 with a few new spells, some cuddly VFX, and aims to address some core frustrations that plagued our feline friend. The biggest change is to her passive, Feline Friendship, which now builds a special bond with her teammates until she becomes her best friend.
That's
This
official.
new- yeah, I know, right? So that's what we were seeing in lane earlier. We were seeing the little like Caitlyn icon as that friendship meter was
hmm
building up.
So they
This
do
new
have a
bestie,
visual effect to it, so you can see who she picked
100%.
as the best friend.
That's right. That's right. Which is always important. It's nice when you don't have to fucking press tab and like search for info. It's just right there in front of you. This new bestie will then enhance Yumi's abilities as long as she's attached to them. Our goal is to make laning matter much more for Yumi, especially if she's going to scale just as other enchanters while being untargetable. That's fair, right? Yumi didn't care about lane. She just cared about finding who was carrying on her team and then just jump on them and buff them. That made sense.
hmm
We've kept it dynamically growing bond because, well, that's what cats do. But also, in case something goes ferociously wrong, you should feel free to swap and be hindered the entire game and not be hindered the entire game. That makes sense. So, friendship mechanic is important, but you can still swap if you need to, right? Beyond her
Okay.
passive, we made a few more swaps to Yumi's abilities, such as making her healing more combat based and her enchantments more marksman skewed. These should abate some of the high frustration moments when Yumi can abandon her lane partner and follow powerful bruisers, exactly as I was talking, right? While we're not positive, ha 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 ha, that this completely solves every problem for Yumi, we hope this puts her in a better place for most players while making her less dominant in pro environments. All right, bet I agree with everything they said there, right? I mean, that's all that shit tracks exactly. These are all Yumi problems we've had for a long time. So let's see what they changed. We know the Q is weird now, right? That's kind
Base
of cool.
stats already.
So much
Mm,
much squishier throughout the entire game. Honestly,
yeah.
you're going to be losing a couple hundred HP almost, it looks like. Nah, a little over 100 HP over the course of a game off that. But you do gain a little better poke initially. I wonder if that's because they reduced her damage or some shit, right? Because you got more mana now.
New base armor.
When Yumi's spells that are okay, so this is the friendship. This is the friendship, right?
Okay, there's
All
a
right, so with the
passive.
feline friendship, she's got two passives. There's making friends and there's the base armor. So base armor, when Yumi's spells or attacks affect champions, she heals herself and charges the heal for her allies. If she attaches within the next 4 seconds, she brings the heal to her ally as well. While attached, this effect automatically occurs. Okay, so if you're detached, you can both get healed. But if you attach during a brief window of time, then you give your support or your ally more healing, is what this seems like to me.
Hmm.
Interesting. I like that. It allows for more dynamic playstyle and it encourages more so than before to actually jump off to get the boosted heals and shit like that. I like that. Making friends. While attached, Yumi builds friendship whenever an ally kills enemy champions and minions. So just laning with them is nice. But then
So
you
you
can.
can't like pick them. You actually gotta just sit on them and build that
Yep.
friendship.
Yep.
Wow.
But it looks like if you can jump onto somebody in a team fight, like if I was to jump on you on Master Yi, you get a pentakill, you're probably my best friend, right? It's
Okay,
some shit
yeah,
like
because
that,
it
right?
kills enemy champion, so you could switch
Exactly.
that. So maybe if you get like 1 or 2 kills, all of a sudden you become the best friend. You get these extra buffs. That's kind of
Exactly.
crazy. So like after like the
Exactly.
first 2 kills or something, let's see how many. I don't know how to work, but
So
it's like
this
mid fight you could switch.
right. This rewards snowball play. It doesn't cause snowball play. Whereas before she caused snowball play, right? Because
Oh
all you had
yeah,
to do was attach to somebody and now they're insanely strong. Now, if you attach to somebody and they do well, then they get rewarded. I
and
like that.
you lose the extra bonus of your previous best friend.
Right. Exactly. While attached to your best friend, Yumi's abilities gain bonus effects. Those bonus effects are cooldown. No, the cooldown. I don't know what's that's associated with. Is that the cooldown of I'm not sure what this cooldown is for, y'all. The maybe that's when you can make best friends or some shit, like swap
Mhm.
between them. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see exactly what that's about. But then we got the heal amount. What is this for? This must be for the base armor shit, right? So this is the cooldown on the extra heal and the heal amount that she gets from attaching to her allies with that first part of the passive, I believe. Uh, Pouncing passive. While Yumi's passive is ready, her auto attack range is increased by 50. That's fun. So you are encouraged to jump off with her passive and auto attack with that bonus range.
Hmm.
Does that change anything with her runes? Now that they're really, really
Well,
like
you
trying to,
can't fuck around with Aerie that much. I heard they nerfed the
they changed how
Aerie.
that works, right? I'm
So what do
curious to see
you?
that.
Mhm. I will keep
I'm
running
curious to
down.
see.
I don't want to sit on
Yeah,
Yumi
because
too much.
yeah, that's true. I know the Q basically, the big thing with that is that it comes out slower initially and it speeds up. It seems to
Yes.
do more, it seems to slow more but deal less damage, potentially. I could be wrong about that. Let's see what these specifics are. There's a lot of that friendship stuff that's empowering it. So it's a little confusing. I think we gotta look at it.
It also reveals, Keon says.
Oh, it reveals. That's huge.
Yes, that's the new part.
That's
Hitting the
huge.
enemy with Yumi Q now reveals them. This will
Yep, that
not
wasn't a thing
reveal
before.
stealth enemies.
Okay.
So it
So it
doesn't
doesn't work
reveal
against like
stealth.
Twitch.
Yeah. It'll just do the
All right.
damage.
Basically, the biggest thing on this yacht is that you can't like put the ability in infinite circles anymore. It's a much the turn radius on it seems lower, and the little speed up shit that it does makes it a little bit harder to aim. I think the skill cap is up on this. Basically, is what I'm saying. I think the Q skill cap has been increased.
Mhm.
What's
It's
this
definitely
W
gonna be
chain?
like harder to. It's more outplayable now. Whereas before, it's like as soon as she
Definitely.
throws the Q, you're kind of you're just done.
The only way you could avoid it before was hiding in minions, right? Or just
Hmm.
the Yumi being bad. Because if you were playing as Yumi, all you had to do is once you threw your Q out, navigate away from minions and hold your cursor on whoever you wanted to hit. You would just literally you just follow them with your cursor, and no matter where they
Yo,
go,
hit him
your
with a
little
little
thing's gonna hit them.
douche.
So now that should be a little harder.
Smaller hitbox also. That's the thing.
Much. Yep. That seems like it's not a big change, but 5 change when you're already at these low numbers is significant.
Yes.
So the W removed the
It's just
adaptive force
gone.
bonus. Yeah, it no longer fucking does it. The old W isn't there. It used to just give basically like bonuses to shit, right? So her old stuff just gave bonus AP and AD to whoever she was attached to based off of her scaling AP. They like fed off of each other. That's pretty much all it really did. It was just kind of a passive mega buff.
And they kind of reverted this into the best friend buff now. The only difference is that now you're not getting such a huge direct buff as soon as you jump on somebody, and you actually have to build that friendship up with them. So even if you jump on somebody else and you don't have that friendship with them, it's not as strong as like the old W straight up.
Yep. And this ability is now much more centric on a passive or not passive on a defensive approach, right? Because it's much more focused on the heal and shield percentage versus before where it was focused on those damage numbers, adaptive force shit. You know what I mean?
It's huge.
Zoomies.
The
What we
W is
got with
huge.
the E?
No.
Oh, right. So trading heals for shields. Now shield ally instead of healing. Basically, now it is a preemptive ability versus a reactive ability. I like that. This is good. Again, this heightens the skill cap. This is something that is going to be less like this is nice in the sense that you can't counter this with ignite, right? So one of the things I'm always looking at in bot lane, and one of the reasons why I love Leona, or not Leona, my apologies, Lulu, is that she can either scale her allies' HP through her ult or give them a fucking shield. So ignite stuff doesn't really affect her because she's not ever healing people. She doesn't ever get decreased effects lowered from the grievous wounds passive or whatever it's called these days. So I really like that, right? This shields are good for that. Shields reward that. Now shields require a little bit better reaction. They require a little bit more forethought, a little bit just better timing windows. They're less forgiving. So I think this is a good change. I think it still allows for her to express as good of defensive play as she currently had or she had before, but with actually trying now.
Yeah, it is huge because, like you said, the reactive versus preventive. Like you got to predict now where that burst is coming out. You can't just be like, "Holy shit, my ADC just got chunked. Let me heal him up now." Like you got to actually be like, "Okay, they're about to do this. Let me throw this shield up for him."
Yep.
Like you got
So
to
now it's
actually
much
pay
easier
attention
to
a lot
punish.
more.
Much easier to punish Yummi.
That's
All right,
huge.
final chapter. I think this
This
is
hit me, and this was weird.
yeah.
I got hit with this, and I
This
was like, "Hold up."
it doesn't snare anymore, I don't believe. It just applies a stacking slow, right? Yeah, there it is. So I got hit by this thing over and over and over, and it wasn't snaring me at all. I couldn't fucking move because I was so slow.
It's a strong slow.
It is 50%, it looks like. Max of 50% down there. So this is intense, yeah. This is one of the strongest slows in the game now. And I kind of like this. Before with Yumi, the way her ult worked is after you got hit by it 3 times, you get snared, right? Well, the thing that sucked about that playing as a Yumi is that if somebody flashed out of it, it basically had no effect, even if you hit
Nothing.
them twice. You did it like 2 damage. Cool, great. Now, even if you hit them once and they flash out, they still get a fucking 20% slow.
That's huge.
That's huge.
You'll still
That's
be able to catch
giant.
up on these people.
Exactly.
I
So
think
I
this
really,
R
really like
is just
this.
such a great buff, even with the stun removal. Like the stun removal was great only if you was like you said guaranteed to get those situations.
Yep.
It really felt bad when it was like, oh, I just threw my ult. Well,
For no reason. Cool. Chill. So this is great. I love all these changes. I think I agree. I think this is a good direction. In my opinion, this seems like a good direction.
you
I
can
don't know
also
if this is
control where this shit goes to now.
Oh, for real?
Yes,
Wait,
I don't know
is
why it
that
doesn't say it here.
you can
Yes,
like
Yumi can steer the
steer the
waves.
way. Yo.
This is
All right.
insane. This R
Okay.
is such a buff, bro.
I think Yumi's good now, yeah. I think Yumi is safely good. I think we can play Yumi and not feel bad about it. And I think people can have a Yumi support and not feel like they're a solo laner. This is cool. I like these changes.
Like that's amazing. So you could like chasing somebody down, the LeBlanc jumps over the wall, and you just sit there, turn your mouse, and you still slowing her down. Like, where you going? Where you
Yep.
going?
All right, Aatrox.
Aatrox.
These were buffs, right? I think these were buffs.
Okay.
They
These are
reduced his
buffs. But these are
yeah, so they
pullbacks from the nerfs. I wouldn't really call them buffs. He
heard.
has been getting nerfed pretty hard these past couple patches.
Yeah, these are just little micro changes. These are just micro stat changes to address the fact that they over nerfed him, right? All right, cool. No big deal. We see what this is.
Late
They
game stuff
slight
too.
Yeah, it's all late game shit. So this is just gonna make his chains feel a little bit better in the extended team fights, right? You get that scaling slow, which you didn't have before,
Oh yeah, that
and
scaling
now
slow is crazy.
yep, and now with the extra 2 seconds, you probably have this up like in total 3 seconds sooner than you did before, which is really nice. That's gonna be really nice. AD ratio that probably is some bullshit that just I don't know. There's like one or two
That's
edge cases where
really
that matters, right?
yeah, it's probably like oh he got away with the 20 health.
Yeah, straight up. It's
Like
just
that's
some bullshit
I don't
where
think that
somebody
R
got
changes
mad.
nothing. The scaling slow is nice. It gives them that little late game
That
feel.
yeah, the 10% slow scaling is pretty good. I like that. Ashe. All right, what did they do here? Q mana cost decreased. What? Empowered duration increased. Okay. W base damage decreased. Great. R cooldown increased early, decreased late. Beautiful. Yes, they are removing Ashe support from the game. That's the intention here. They're buffing her Q, which is her primary damage ability. Now, in reality, the most impressive part of support Ashe is her fucking Q. She autos the minions 2 or 3 times. She gets level 2, applies her fucking slow 2 with her W, immediately activates her Q, and you're forced to flash out or get chunked down to 20% HP, right? This is how she works in bot lane. So the big change that this is mostly affecting is the simple fact that that W damage is down early. So if she lands it, you could potentially actually turn on her now. This also, I think, is going to make her Q much, much more important in the sense that stacking AD is actually more important on her now than it ever was before. I think that Ashe support is never going to be gone, but I do think that this is going to make it less of meta.
I don't
Simply,
think this changes much. Like this kind of baits you into max and Q, but I think you're fine just still doing a W. That you're not really trying to apply damage. You just want that utility.
yo, I'm telling you, look at her W. Look at her
It's
fucking
only
W.
10 damage.
That's a lot, man. That's
But
a
like
lot of damage.
you're not trying to apply damage. You just
I
want to
guess
hit that
that's true.
slows.
I guess that's true. But the ult cooldown, that's going to hugely affect how the bot lane picks happen early, which is a huge reason for picking her. The Q change
Yeah,
is
the
the
ult
most
cooldown we
important
could
one,
put down
obviously.
screen. 20
The
seconds.
Q change, the 2 second extra Q, like extension, that's going to be the most effective thing for her. That is the biggest thing. She wants these long drawn out fights. She really wants to fight now. Before she didn't necessarily always want to be fighting. Now, as soon as your Q is up, you want to have that opportunity where you can chase them down. So you want those waves to be pushing into you, clear the minions, and then chase the fucking enemy AD carry all the way back to their wave with that extra 2 seconds that you have on her Q.
I
Um,
think this is a mental bait.
you think it's a
Everybody's
mental bait?
I think it's gonna be people who just like, oh no, Ashe was nerfed
You
in the
just stop.
patch and don't really break down the numbers, but like,
Yeah.
and they stop playing her. But other than that, I don't see this as a nerf. The ult cooldown is a huge shit. 20 seconds. I guess is more punishing.
It's huge. That's one less ult during laning phase, basically, with that R. Because you usually have to deal with 2 to 3 ults during laning phase. I would say
160 to 200 seconds is huge.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
another wave and a half.
Yep. So now, most likely, you're only gonna run into 2 chances to get fucking picked out bot lane with the R before mid game starts, which that's one less opportunity taken away from Ashe early game. Uh, I think overall this is gonna skew her to less support. But anyway, let's look at these Aurelion Sol changes. All right, base stats barely changed. Little micro nerf, right? Q damage. What did
It's
they change?
teasing.
5 fucking%? That's all they changed?
It's
Are you
teasing.
kidding? That's it, right? It's the 5% AP ratio. That's the only difference.
They're teasing so hard, bro. Again, meant to nerf. I don't think this does anything to the champion, and he still needs to be banned every game.
Dog, The AP ratio was never the problem with this champion. It's the fucking Stardust right there. That's the issue. Has nothing to do with fucking 5% AP. This does nothing.
Wow, this is hilarious. They don't want to do too much
These
and like
because
take
they
him
just
out.
changed him. Yeah, they just changed him, so they're trying to keep him in the game. They probably have a fucking skin they're trying to sell for him or some shit like that. These nerfs should help curb his power just a bit to help address his skills queue. Ha ha ha. All
So
right,
he's gonna
well,
have like
cool.
negative 50 health and like negative 5 armor and like negative 10 AP. That's it. And I'm talking about at level 18. This does nothing.
All right, cool,
Oh,
yeah.
this is yeah. Keep banning Aurelion Sol, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't ban and pick him, y'all. Keep playing ASOL. Use right now to carry. This is the strongest champion in the game, in my opinion. This champion is free, y'all. This is just free fucking elo. You learn
Yeah,
this
this
champion
doesn't do
well,
anything.
you destroy. Learn this champion right now before next patch where they are actually gonna nerf it.
Yeah, he's still ridiculous. He's still ridiculous. The difference is gonna be like, oh no, I killed him and has 700 health, and like, it should have been 720. That's the difference. Like, yeah, fine.
Azir. All right.
Emphasis on still killing the character.
So I heard Azir was low-key busted this patch, and he was
Ridiculously
under my
busted.
radar. I never saw him, but I believed it because the like 2 times I saw him in ARAM, motherfucker was absolutely just insane. So here yeah, it looks like this is just a straight fucking stat slapstick across the board with some other changes. I want to see what these other changes are.
Some base stats. Holy shit. So this, all right,
They
whenever they touch base stats, that's all pro play shit. That's all the real super
100%, 100%.
few numbers. They give him more armor.
They gave him more armor just to compensate, probably for the fact that they reduced his health a lot.
Huh.
I don't
I don't know too
understand.
much about Azir.
Yeah, this one's a little confusing to me, right?
A lot of attack speed. They're giving him attack speed buffs. It's like is this a nerf or an adjustment?
This is a, I don't know. Spell effects. Azir's Sun Disc will now apply Azir's spell effects as a single target spell. So now the turret will apply shit like Leandries. Is that what that's saying? Azir's spell effects. I think this is anything that his spells now cast, his tower will cast. So I think if you have like Rylai's, it's gonna slow. I think if you have Leandries, it's gonna apply that shit. That's kind of what that looks like it's saying to me. If he has Nashers, it'll apply the on effect of that. Or is it just his spells? Is it not items? I don't know, man. I'm
This one's
very curious
rough.
about that.
I'm gonna have to
I don't
look
know
into
about
this
this one,
one.
yeah. Yeah, this is gonna require a little. I'm gonna have to
We're
watch
gonna
some
do more
videos on this one.
research. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see the difference and everything.
Yep.
That would be a good dive. There's not a party bonus attack speed.
Looks like overall it's been a nerf, but with some very specific changes to his passive.
Oh, he doesn't get that crazy attack speed he used to get.
Yeah, they kind of nerfed all of his abilities. They
Maybe
nerfed
that's why they
most of his
buffed the
stats.
base attack speed, because they take away from that crazy,
Right,
like when he has
right.
everybody out and it's just yo.
Yep, they hit him hard. It looks like they hit him hard over. Okay, Caitlyn changes, great. Base stats. She's got 1 less armor and 2 less AD. This is one of those things where it's probably like after 10 auto attacks, maybe this matters if you're also accounting for the fact of minions in your support attacking.
This, you know, when this hurts. This hurts when you get behind and you're trying to last hit. This
That's
hurts.
true. Under tower. It does that 2 damage matter though, actually under tower. We would have to see that. It might not. It might not matter based off of the timing of
And based
how
off what
many.
you get, that's why I'm like, it's based off what you get on your first back. Because if you come back and you don't have enough plus the 2 damage, I don't know.
Before it was always just your starting item plus a BF or not a BF sword, a long sword, I believe, for almost all 80 carries. I think that was it to one hit to kill the ranged minions and shit like that after a tower hit.
This might force you
So yeah,
back into that lethality. I remember people were doing the lethality cake a lot just to help
sure,
with the last hitting.
sure.
So instead of rushing that noon quiver, you might look into picking up that freaking 1100 dirt.
I feel okay. You know when else this matters is for her headshot, right? Because that 2 damage is now multiplied
Hmm.
by several times by the damage buff plus if she gets a crit. So that might end up being 10, 15 some odd damage and actually mattering in an extended fight.
I think, like I said, the craziest thing would probably just be the minion, but I
Last
don't
hit.
know if the 2 damage would mess that up. You have to do lab work for that.
Yep. Cool. Fizz. What they do to our boy Fizz? Mana restored.
Oh, buffs.
Got buffed a lot. Holy shit. This is 100% of
Oh,
mana.
wait, is Fizz meta
Ah,
again?
I think so. This is infinite last hits with W, yeah. This is infinite last hits with W now. This is like that's huge. That is very,
Yo,
very, very big right there.
what?
Yo, Art's gonna be happy about this one, man.
Dude, seriously.
All right, let's see the E. What they do to the E?
10 mana level 1 is crazy.
That's insane.
That's huge. That's like, all right, so it's a
So you would
50%
okay,
buff, literally.
you would usually start with this anyway, right? So meta has been you start with W in lane because you last hit minions. If you're last hitting minions with W in lane at level 1, by the time you get to level 2, you will probably be down 30, 40 mana from doing that due to the fact that there was a slight cost differential between the refund amount and the actual cost. Now that it's a full refund amount, when you get level 2, you're 100% mana.
Yeah.
That's insane. You're
Yeah.
not using your abilities for anything else. You're not poking or anything like that. So you start your level 2 all in with 100% mana.
It's like the Annie
That is wild.
feel, like when you
Yeah,
your last hand with Annie or whatnot.
that's pretty nice. I like that a lot.
This is
I mean,
huge.
I don't because I hate playing against Fizz, but I like this for Fizz.
This is insane. You last hit with W and you get all your mana back. Period. That's what this
All right,
buff
let's see
is.
these other. Let's see these others. Oh, just as E. All right, magic damage got increased quite a bit, but early, but nerfed late. No, no, early and late. My bad. Early and late, it got
It's just
buffed.
10 across all
Yep.
levels.
And the mana cost went down significantly. This is insane, y'all.
Wow. So you're just gonna have a lot
Fizz,
of mana.
Fizz is meta now. They took all of his big issues for his mana consumption away, which he was. I mean, I know a lot of times when I be playing with Art, one of the biggest things I hear him saying is, "I don't have any mana. I don't got no mana. I don't got."
This
Maybe
saves a
this is
lot.
it, yeah. Maybe this is it, yeah.
I
All
did
right, this
mess
was a
with
nerf. This
GP.
was a nerf. I know that. What did he do? He's currently top 25% of champions for win rate, loss rate due to the low mastery players trying and failing, right? Thus, a balanced Gangplank is likely one who rests below 50% win rate until that trend changes. So let's talk tactics. Basically, Gangplank's always been a problem because he can get shit on in lane. It doesn't fucking matter. He doesn't do anything for his team, but still somehow amazingly he's up on his laner by 1,000 plus gold, right? Like that.
I think
That's
the
why he's a top.
problem and what they kind of like mentioned here is like the low mastery players trying and failing, right? So
Yep.
you can't really get
A
analytics on
good
this.
read. Exactly.
But the
But they
people who
know it's
do
strong.
play this guy understand how broken this guy is.
Yep. And low
Similar
key,
to like the
this champion,
Gwen and Akali situations, because like those are low win rate, weird base or statistic champions that like if you know what you're
but
doing, it's
impressive.
insane. Akali was just picked how many times at Worlds?
Yep.
Like
Yep. I agree with that entirely. Gangplank has always kind of been in this area for the most part. He's always been, if you know what you're, if for Gangplank, I feel like Gangplank one tricks have most often been sitting pretty.
Mhm.
They've been doing all right just because of that crazy, crazy gold mechanic and the fact that you really
And the
only need 2 items.
pacifier, which they
Yeah.
just hit right here. Look at this.
Yep.
Late and
Huge.
early.
Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Oops. Yeah, these are just big nerfs across the board for him.
Oh
He no longer gets any
wow.
scale to his E.
Now you see this? There's now indicator of how many he has stacked up. So now you know when to jump in.
Yeah.
That's such a huge nerf, low key, because it just allows you more information.
He doesn't get to have as long of fights either now, right? Because of the fact that they just don't recharge nearly as fast. That extra 4 seconds, that's a lot.
That's such a huge nerf, because like he'll sit there and use all his kegs in a team fight, and then come down and meet you in the river, and you're like hesitant because you don't want him to blow you up, but you don't know that he only has one keg.
Yeah, now he's just walking around with his sign on his head. I see.
It's yeah, it's such a huge nerf. I think
Wow,
that's insane.
this might be the thing that
And it
pulls
doesn't
Gangplank back
it doesn't
entirely.
take him away. The recharge doesn't scale anymore. Now it's 18 flat. That's huge also. 4 seconds on a
Yeah,
recharge is
yeah. This is like
insane.
he used to just be able to perma siege towers, right? Because the cooldown was enough for how it lined up with minions that you could get 2 to 3 kegs out every single wave. Now that's a little bit more awkward. You're gonna be after 2 waves, you're gonna start to lag and not be able to push quite as hard. So you'll have a little bit of a reprieve from the either solo sieging Gangplank or even like mid lane ARAM style Gangplanks that just sit behind the little fucking base wall and poke your backline with their kegs constantly.
Oh, that's insane. I think this is such a huge nerf. Just the, like I said, quality of life type thing where you could literally see, okay, we could jump in now. We could go now. He
Yep.
doesn't have anything up. That's huge.
Jinx. Attack speed growth increased. W mana cost decreased. Slow increased. R damage cap to monsters increased. Okay, so you can steal objectives better right off the bat, is what that says to me. That's
Oh, it
interesting. I like
matches up with
that.
smite. That's what it is.
Ooh,
So you're gonna
yeah,
be aiming
big
at it.
changes.
That is so
This
freaking
is fun.
huge.
So there, yep, Jinx is a much better objective base champion now. You want to ult to try to get your ult to bounce off to fucking objectives. If you're behind, you now have a way to get ahead with her, a way to come back. That's cool. I like that change a lot.
Getting one of those crazy ults off because like the timing is everything. You're sitting there waiting or hoping that the jungler smites early, and then you could. Now it's like, bro, I'm a once that 1200 hit, I'm there too.
All right, and then with
Attack
this
speed is
W,
huge.
yo, the W is huge. Look at the mana on that shit. That's insane, yo. One of the big reasons why you can't use your W in
That's
lane
huge.
specifically on Jinx is that a lot of the Jinx builds don't run, what's it called? Uh, 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 they don't run any like mana regen for the most part. So it's really hard to spam your W because you do that 2 times in lane and suddenly
Yeah,
you
this is
can't
gonna get you
really.
like an extra 2 Ws per lane.
Well, yeah, going from like 1 W per lane to actually maybe being able to do 2 because sometimes you
Maybe
can't
doing
use your
3
W,
now.
right? Because the thing with Jinx is your auto attacks. When you use the extra range on Jinx, yeah, it costs mana. So she uses more mana just naturally than most other AD carries do bot lane. She's very mana hungry. Her and like
That's
fucking
slow.
Misfortune.
That 10% slow across
Exactly.
all
I was
buff.
coming to that too. Yeah. This to me, what this for me does is this makes me want to play Jinx more on ARAM because I play fucking, cooldown lethality Jinx with W max and shit like that. So I'm very excited for my next
I'm
ARAM with
saying,
Jinx.
do you start maxing W now? Because you get in this attack speed growth now. Whereas like
Um, I think variably, right? I think we're still in a lot of a tank meta, and W is not a good ability against tanks. It stuns your character when you cast it, so you stand still. It's easy to
But
dodge.
what I'm looking for is setting up ganks. So if I could sit here and apply a 60-70% slow, and all of a sudden my jungler could just walk into lane and do whatever he want, yeah, it's way
I
worth
hear you,
more than an extra auto attack or two because I got an
but what
extra
are they
Q.
giving up? You got to consider what he's given up. It's given up any kind of wave clear because you're not maxing your Q. You don't have the ability to push the wave at all, so you're getting pushed into your tower. You suddenly have issues with lane management,
Which
especially
is
because you're
fine. You
against.
want to get pushed in so you can set up the W for the gank.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
It
that
just
this
opens that up now.
again,
It's an
I agree
option.
with that. I agree with that. I think that this is edge case. What you're talking about is edge case. I think it's a possibility. I don't think that's standard. I don't think that's standard. I think that's if you're against like a bunch of squishies and they're gonna push you in super hard regardless.
Because I look at it as like Jinx is a scaling champ. You kind of don't want to really do much by yourself unless they overstep and do ridiculous stuff. So if you sitting there and playing passive and just maxing out this W for the slow, that's a Nasus wither slow. 80% is ridiculous.
But you
So
have
you
to
sit
land
there,
it.
yep,
You have to
definitely have
land
to
it. You
land it.
have
It's
to
a
get
skill shot.
you have to get past minions, and the whole time you're fighting for that lane control. Everyone else bot lane right now has really good fucking push and wave clear. All the current metas, all that 80 carry bot lane, double bot lane bullshit, that is hella push strat. It's
Yeah.
hella push strat. That's why I've been talking a lot, like with who we've been playing with ever. When we have 80 carries, we need some kind of wave clear. You have
Wave
to
clear is
have wave
huge.
clear. So this, I think, like I hear, like I said, hear everything you're saying. I just think the reality of the vast majority of the games you will encounter, you're still gonna have to be maxing your Q. Maybe you, I mean, you always sub max W anyway.
Yeah, you
But
always sub max it at least.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's
I
why I'm like
would be
sub
very
max in the
hesitant.
Q wouldn't be bad.
Maybe here's where I will come to terms. Maybe you double max.
Now you go back and forth. That could be a play.
Maybe, I don't know. You'd have to run the numbers in that case, right? Because the important thing here is that 50%. Once you get to that 50-60%, which is 2 to 3 levels, that's nice.
Yeah, that's insane. That literally
That's really
chunks
nice.
them in half. If they have
So
400 movement speed, they're at 150,
right. So
160
this
walking
might be a thing
around.
where you go like QW, and then you finish out your Q, right? So you get 2 early points in your W or some shit like that. Maybe that's the thing. I still think though you do finish out with maxing your Q. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This is great. I love Jinx. Kennen. Q cooldown decrease, magic damage increase, W range indicator for marked targets added, E
It's
damage
huge.
to minions increased. Yeah, that W range indicator is the biggest one in my mind, just without looking at numbers. That's really nice. That's really nice. You can now really play with people. You can do that little ballerina dance in top lane, get the fucking perfect range off, and be able to actually like take advantage. They're dumbing the game down top lane, is what it sounds like to me.
Making all of these indicators and like
Yeah. They're
visual
making it
stuff.
easy for people. They're making it more approachable.
Mhm. Which is fine because like these champions seem out of meta, seem out of place, and now this is more of an invitation to try to pick them
Sure.
up.
Sure. All right. So Q Thunder Shuriken, the cooldown got decreased
Ooh.
early by 1 second. The damage got increased late by 20
I
flat,
got
and
some
then another
AP.
10%. Yeah. So AP is more incentivized now versus
I
before.
think
That's
that
kind of
E
cool.
is the craziest part. The E is gonna help you shove in that lane and farm.
Yep. I agree entirely. I agree entirely.
That's
Yeah, the
nice. I would
EW
like to try
combo now
Kennen
on the
out.
wave. I think that AP can in top or mid even maybe might be coming back. I mean, or playable at least, right? If not coming back.
Yeah, this would be really nice for anybody who's one tricking him already, but also nice for anybody who wants to try him out. This is a good spot. This indicator
Yep.
is huge.
Did they make any others? No, that E is the last one. Okay, cool. LeBlanc, Q now refunds. Oh yeah, I did see these. Somebody fucking sent me a screenshot of these. Somebody sent me a
This was
screenshot of these. I
insane.
can't believe these changes, y'all. This is so fucking dumb. Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's talk about this. Q
Yo.
Q now refunds 100% of mana and 30% of cooldown upon killing a unit. Are you
They're
kidding me?
trying to bring back the AP assassins, bro.
Now deals
Literally.
damage to minions. Now deals bonus damage to minions. Our bonus damage to minions is replicated on our Q cast. So
Yes.
basically, they are making her damage. They are making her be able to clear waves like nobody's fucking business. She just roams. She roams all
Yeah.
motherfucking day now.
That's the
She never
hardest
is
part
not
about
roaming.
LeBlanc. She wants to roam, but it's hard to push and clear the wave and like do it
Exactly.
without getting rid of your mana. Now they literally like kill the wave and go have fun. Oh
So
my
I don't
god.
know how long people who are watching this have been playing this game, but if you go back to like season 5, season 6, maybe season 7 even,
This was
LeBlanc was
always
impressive
pick.
as fuck. And do you know why? It's because people would just WW with her. You could WW the wave and clear the entire fucking wave with those two abilities as soon as you hit level 9. And then you just do that instantly every time. You WW, then bam, you run top lane. You do it again, bam, you run bot lane. You just do that every time. The pressure
Luckily
she
they
had was
didn't
insane.
touch the W.
Well, but this now, but just the fact that she can kill the minions with her Q,
She's a little
it
Annie
just
now.
changed it.
You don't need a W no more. You can just sit there and
Exactly.
boom, all the mana.
God.
Boom, all my mana.
Yeah, they're really trying to bring her back hard. They want her to compete heavy for being able to clear mid lane and roam. They're this is all right. You know what, Teddy? You do know what? All right, I know what they did. Based off of this change alone, it seems like what they did is they said, okay, we want to keep Asol in the game.
Minions
Instead,
disappear.
we want to buff people who can
Oh,
deal with
killed the
Asol.
fucking ASO.
Yes. So it looks like that's the approach they took. They want to
But it
instead of
was
the
weird. They take that approach and then nerf his armor. These are
I
all
know.
AP champions. What the fuck? Take a little bit of MR away, buff the AP champions, and maybe ASO could be dealt with. I don't.
It's an interesting one. This is an interesting one here.
I think Yasuo
Uh,
still demolishes ASO, maybe even more so
yeah,
now.
yeah, probably. All right, let's see this Pantheon one. Fuck LeBlanc, man. Base health regeneration decreased, attack speed increased, Q cooldown decreased early, mana cost decreased, Q tap wind up time decreased. Ooh, that's nice. E cooldown increased late. That Q wind up time is nice. That means you get that max damage poke off much faster, and people aren't going to be used to that yet. I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like this
That's cooldown too.
I feel like
Less
this is really
mana.
good right now, y'all.
Wow.
If you want a couple of free wins before people have a chance to like adjust to these Q changes, adjust to these changes across the
Wow, that's
board with how
huge.
his stuff's working up, I think this is a great time to play Pantheon, yeah. I think this is a great time to play Pantheon.
This is nice. Those are nice Q changes.
Do you play him in the jungle ever? Can you play him in jungle? Does that work?
I could play anybody in the jungle, but we could
Does
try
it
it out.
work though? Can you do it fast enough, right? Is it feasible? Because this is nasty. If you can get like level 3, level 4 ganks off with this shit, you just can snow. This is like a Lee Sin type shit if he can actually keep up with clear speeds.
The 2 seconds is insane. 2 seconds is insane. All the moments where you're like, "Oh, I want to throw this spear, I don't have it yet." Like there's a 2 second window now. Like that you can throw that spear. This
And
is
the
a
mana cost, man. That's like another 2 or 3 spears in lane.
yep. That's nice.
So nice. Great place.
This E was just
Great place. He's a bully. He's a
he
fucking
was a
bully.
nerf.
Yeah, he was a nerf. I don't think that's gonna matter too much. I could
Yeah,
be
you
wrong. I don't
like
think that's gonna matter too much.
yeah, this isn't. I would mid max my W anyway for more stuns.
Yeah.
So you're
Yep.
not even touching the E. This is literally the same level 1, right? So you're not. There's no change. Level yeah. There's like no change there.
All right. What do they do this Qiyana? Q base damage increased, E cooldown decreased. Okay, so buff, right? Yep. Damage went up by how much in total? By 20. That's a lot. By
In late
20
game.
flat? That's huge.
You're maxing that though, so that's like level 9.
Yeah, that's level 9, but that goes through. That damage goes through because you build fucking lethality and stuff. So that 20 damage on squishies who you're going to be killing anyway actually is going to go through.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
It's nice.
But the
Nice
E,
little
I'm not
E.
sure about the E. That looks insane. I don't play her, but a second on any mobility type item seems nasty, right? That just you're gonna build cooldown on her anyway. That second is gonna matter even more.
Yeah, this is
Any
gonna be
time,
like a 4 second jump.
yeah, that matters a lot. It's just 1 second, but that 1 second matters a lot.
That's nuts.
All
Rammus
right, this was a
buffs.
nerf, right?
Oh no, nerfs. Yes,
Yeah,
nerfs.
this is a
Rammus
nerf.
nerfs.
Attack damage growth decrease. So he had a lot of AD apparently, and Q base damage decreased. So I guess maybe it was just the really early ganks that he was snowballing
Yeah.
games or
Like
some like
level
shit.
nines and shit and like the clear.
Yeah,
Alright, this isn't it's not
this
too
doesn't.
much.
Yeah, this doesn't change much. I don't think. This is like some Megan Max bullshit. That's
Mm-hmm.
all. Okay. Holy shit. That's big. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. This is really big. Okay, so to give some context, y'all,
Wow,
to
what
give a
the
little bit of
fuck?
context,
This like how do
E
you nerf
giant,
wait,
giant.
what if you
E
just
has
rumble ASO?
this is nasty. This is nasty, y'all. So typically
Oh
in the
my.
past, right? You couldn't use your E too much in an actual fight because the way that his passive works is that the more you cast your abilities, he gains this this meter where he gets overheated, and when he's overheated, he
What
can't cast his
is
abilities.
this?
He's silenced. So this right here incentivizes you to use your E's in fights. 20% extra shred is insane. Suddenly, tanks do not tank you. Period. You put
Rumble
that
could be meta now just off of this shred and how you
hugely.
combine
They
this.
did this to make, I think, Teddy, I think what they did with, I think the reason for this change is to bring him up to par with basically what Mordekaiser is bringing to the table. Apart from Mordekaiser's ult, right? The big reason that y'all bring Mordekaiser to the table is for his pull that gets insane magic shred on it, right? So he is just a tank killer. He can destroy all tanks in a big AoE around him. He's a big presence. He's an
Yo,
objective pusher. He's a wave pusher. They're trying to push him into a part where he's actually really taking place in these team fights and able to play the fucking front to back gameplay style, right? Where he was really struggling with in the past.
this is disgusting. A 20% increase is so huge, y'all. From 20 to 40 is like, bro, late game, you're gone. You just hit an E, and after you hit the E, I'm just picturing ASO coming flying over the wall. As soon as you land the E, oh shit, landed the E, go. That's it. Like, this is so insane. You could like land E, O, E, like, oh my. You don't get away, you just die.
Disgusting. This is
Wow.
disgusting.
This could be picked as like some utility shit now. Like if you got like a Zac and
You max, all
ASO.
right. Talk about fuck. So in the past, I always maxed his, or I always submaxed his shield, his W, right? Now I think you might submax E. I think you might submax E now.
Yeah, all day. That's so huge, bro. Unless you know, like I don't know. If you have an AP jungler, that is so ridiculous. What? Like I could just set up the gank, hit him with two
AP
E's.
jungler or AP mid laner that roams. Either one. You get either or both. Fucking get Fizz in the mid lane, who's insane now, and have him use his extra mana. Get LeBlanc in the mid lane, who's just gonna be fucking roaming all goddamn day long. Get her to go top.
Paired up with a
This is
Rumble.
nasty.
And
This
if
is
you
nasty.
like, if they have a AP jungler and you are against a Rumble, do not get hit by these E's, y'all. You're gonna die. You're gonna get hit by the E. Silas is gonna come in, hit you with the chains, and you're just gonna die off the chains. Like he's not even gonna do nothing else.
Yeah.
You're just gonna. This is insane. 40% is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. All right, Samira. Passive movement speed per stack increased.
I love buff.
Ooh. Okay, so I was having fever dreams about with all this AP fucking or these AD support bots, right? I was having fever dreams about learning how to play Samira to play Samira support. Not even lying. This looks like it makes that even more practical to me. Uh Reason being simply for the fact of using Samira more for her little wind block thing to avoid the ganks early. People, if you use her as a support and then you have like an 80 carry on top of that, you have the safety of infinite poke by the fact that she is an 80 carry, so can just auto to fucking poke. Wow. This is fun. These changes are very, very minor right here, it looks like to me. Howsoever, I'm into it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just gonna make her feel nice. Walking in and out, trying to get those E's off.
Tryndamere. Health growth and AD growth increased.
Hey, why do
Baby
we?
change. Baby
Oh.
changes to make him stay top lane by himself more than he did before. Cool. All right.
Oh man. Don't
One
bring
tricks
don't bring
unite.
Tryndamere back in. The Tryndamere to be a one tricks love this shit. They're like, oh yeah, let me
Yeah.
get those assets.
Yep. All right. Twitch. This is just to make him go away from being a fucking AP support
Nah, and
bullshit
this
weirdo, right? It's
I
not a
don't
big
think
change.
this is meant to.
It's not a big
Meant
change.
to nerf.
It does matter, but it's not a big
Think,
one.
oh
I
no,
mean,
AP Twitch got nerfed. Let's not play him. Like that's the only thing
yeah,
this does.
yeah. I'm cool with that though. Fuck that
Yeah, fuck
champion.
that. If it takes people off the champion, then we take it all day.
Xayah, all right. E base damage decrease, cooldown increase. Beautiful. Thank you. So one of the biggest reasons
I think this is meant to
that
also. I don't think it's enough.
no. Look. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, Teddy. There's two exact reasons I'm looking at, which are not mental for this. Okay, look. So reasons are this. Currently, I know this is just 1 second early. We're looking at 1 second and 5 damage, all right? Just to give context, we're looking at 1 second and 5 damage, right? That is going to be over the course of that 5-minute window that you're talking about, Teddy. That is easily 50 to 60 less damage taken. That is easily 2 or 3 fewer minions by them killed in lane over the course of a lane, like pushing wise and all that kind of shit. For just that 5-minute time gap, this makes a big, big difference. Right now, the E is in a state where she can get that off on you 2 or 3 times per wave if she's slow pushing.
I
And
heard it
that is just
here. If my lane is going against Xayah and they can't give me 4 to 5 minutes to get down there.
That's right. That's right. It's big. It's big. No joke. Because Xayah right now is aggressive, 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 aggressive. Constant push, constant push, constant push. You constantly have your shit up. It doesn't matter. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. This is just. It's not going to matter, of course, in the single trades and shit like that. 5 damage doesn't matter for shit.
Mhm.
I'm talking about just
Yeah,
her
over the course
overall.
of like the
Yeah, I'm
whole
talking about
yeah.
over the course of 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes. Just the state of the game that you're going to approach at that time, the damage that this is going to overall amount to, I think will matter. I do think that that does matter.
Alright. Some Yorick.
Yorick. I don't know. That looks like a huge nerf to me. That looks like a huge fucking nerf to me.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that's huge. 10% off these little ghouls, bro. And those are the things that be coming out and just beating you down.
But that's applied up to 8 times per ghoul.
Oof. I like that.
Ghouls just aren't gonna burst the way they do it. That's it. That's just much safer now. Okay, cool. Base magic resist decreased. E
Wow.
cooldown decreased late. So they are nerfing Zed, trying to pull the AD assassins out for like the Zed and the talent bullshit, and the AP assassins back in. Is that what this is? I don't understand. I don't understand why you're buffing LeBlanc but then nerfing Zed. I don't know the specifics. I don't know the specifics, of course, but this seems odd to me.
It's like a little adjustment. 'Cause they're buffing his E. At least the cooldown on it, but they're nerfing the. Yeah, again, they're probably just trying to bring out these AP assassins more. Seems like they're favoring them this patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this favors into the Fizz, into the
Well,
LeBlanc.
the ASO lost armor, right? So maybe they're just pulling back the blanket tank stats that they threw out at the start of 13.
Mm-hmm.
Because they kind of just toss fucking insane amount of defensive stats on everybody
Everybody.
when they
Durability.
yeah, exactly. So maybe this is just them very slowly scaling back some of those changes that they made at the very beginning of the season. That's all this looks like to me, honestly.
The jungle adjustments.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna let you head these, Teddy. I'm gonna let you head these. I don't know as much about this shit, so you take the wheel, my friend.
These are nasty, man. These are nasty. I think alright, so the meta right now in jungle is gank early, skim camps, gank early. And that's why like my specific play is to go against the meta, go against the green, and try to like avoid those ganks. If we could survive those ganks, then me power farming would eventually put me in a better position to carry the game than what he would be getting out of the ganks. I already kind of dabbled with this, and it seems like they're gonna be favoring those who are trying to power farm now more than those who are trying to gank.
Sure. So
Um.
Master Yi, good news.
Oh yeah, this is huge. This is we might finally have my boy back because that was the problem with Yi. The Yi shit was like I just need to chill the fuck out and farm, and everybody's dying.
Yep.
Um.
So with making characters with making the assassins less tanky. See, I don't know, man. So they want junglers to be slightly less impactful in lane, and they want mid laners to be slightly more impactful. Does that sound right?
Yeah, they're trying to make these mid laners strong and carry again.
They want mid lane to actually play a role. They want mid lane to matter, y'all. It's true. I don't remember the last time I actually talked about mid lane really that much. Like the only time mid lane has ever been a problem for me is if it's a 4 or a 5-man gank bot. It's not the mid lane that's the problem usually. It's this, and
Unless
then
there's
mid lane
ARAM
just
in
also
mid.
missing.
Unless it's just random, everybody backs and want to go mid for a crazy team fight. That's the
Yeah,
only
that's
play that happens.
yeah. So this is interesting. Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to make mid more fun, more impactful, make top lane easier, and make jungle more passive early and farm more.
Mhm. More
So they're
more
trying to
battling the enemy also. So now
yeah,
again, trying to take away from the whole, if you go and you fucking gank my bot lane and I now go into your jungle and I start hitting your camps, I don't have this negative 20 damage applied to what I'm hitting or whatnot.
right,
So
right.
now I'm hitting it with the same amount of damage as I was doing to my camps. And you're getting punished for ganking now.
That's true. So one thing that wasn't mentioned, one thing I do know about the jungle, right, is one of the big changes that they made was they just made it much less rewarding to do jungle invades because they reduced the amount of damages you were doing or gold or some shit like that. There were a bunch of shit that just
Mm-hmm.
made it less incentivized to go into the enemy jungle.
They
Now they're
also
kind of
buffed
reversed some of
this jungle camp gold, which is insane. This is again favoring those who want to just power farm. It's like if I want to go and get my item or two, and then we could start ganking. This is huge. You can now get your Kraken in 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Like that's insane. Imagine
You
that
get
shit.
10 gold on all of those things. And then Krugs are huge now, right? How many Krugs come out? Is it six? Do you get six little baby Krugs?
Yeah.
So that's 30 gold on the little baby Krugs alone, right? Oh, no, that's the medium Krug. My bad. That's the medium one, not the small. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the smalls only went up by 1 gold. Okay, okay, okay. That looked way more significant to me for a second. Gotcha, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure it's somewhere like 100 gold or so per
Per
clear.
clear. Yeah, this definitely incentivizes big clears. Those times when I hear Teddy being like, "Ah, I need 100 gold, I need 200 gold," whatever. Those are gonna happen less and less. Those
Yep.
are gonna happen less and less.
We're gonna be
And
getting
that
to
all
those
the way.
moments.
That's what we're talking about here, by the way, y'all. We're talking about like big game dynamics usually with these changes. We're not talking about like a single trade most of the time. This is this is over the course of the game type shit. Over the course of the game type changes.
Those
Oh,
moments
these
where it's like you guys are pushing mid, and I'm like, wait, I gotta back for my item. Like, no, I'm gonna be there pushing mid with y'all because I already got my
exactly,
item.
exactly.
It changes the course of the game heavily.
Jungler lane experience. So yeah, you really don't want to be in lane early as a jungler.
Yep.
You're just, oh my goodness. Okay, so now y'all junglers are gonna they're gonna get fucking smack talked hella hard for
So
taxing
now,
their lane.
prime example, I'm Yi. We got a Jarvan. Jarvan goes and level 2 or level 3 ganks bot lane. And now I'm able to clear my whole jungle and his top blue. I will be level 5 and this Jarvan will be level 3.
Yep. And not only will the Jarvan be level 3, but guess the fuck what? He also is gonna soak a shit ton of XP from his bot lane, and he can't gain that gold back through the lane because of this insane fucking like disincentivization to even be there.
This
This is
changes
crazy.
so much.
So they're trying to make bot lane not get heavy ganks constantly. They want bot lane to be a little safer. They want mid lane to be more engaged. They want top lane to be a little easier and more approachable. And they want junglers to fucking farm and get items.
I love it. This is like how I've been trying to play the game for the past year and
I
getting
know
yelled
this
at
all
for.
sounds great to me. This like
It's
I like
amazing,
all of
right?
this
Y'all
shit.
see this? I've been yelling at all y'all motherfuckers for a year. And then Riot's like, here you go. It's not just me. Just chill out and get your items, man. Just chill out, get your items. And the game gets amazingly fun after that, I promise you. Doing a lot of damage feels good. Whereas like just sitting there doing no damage for a long time feels bad. Like I don't know. Like why are we trying to hit the guy 20 times when you could just get your item and hit him twice and he's dead. It's amazing.
All right, cool.
Sweeping lens nerfs too. This they
Oh, fuck. An
fuck
extra
around.
30 seconds on it?
Fuck
Yo.
around.
Okay, so do you delay getting sweeper now? Do you hold wards more for the This is because they're extending the lane phase. Junglers are going to be in the jungle longer, right? This is just to extend the laning phase. This is natural. This sucks. I don't like this. This is annoying for me and my personal playstyle. But what this does is basically make it so that the bot lane is going to last a little bit longer. This is going to last like 2, 3, 4 minutes longer on average per game. So take that into consideration, y'all. Play scaling champions. Right now is the time to play scaling champions.
Yes.
They didn't make changes to Kog'Maw, right? But maybe Kog'Maw is playable now because bot lane isn't going to be ganked fucking constantly and has the ability to get to that level 9 plus. So these are the things that you need to start taking into consideration. The sweeping lens is just going to mean
The sweeping lens
the
is huge for the second gank. And what I mean
for
by
the
that
second
is
game.
like you could go and sweep the first one, but you're not gonna have it up to check the second one. So if y'all see the jungler coming up for the second gank, he probably doesn't know that he's on the board. Beat his ass.
Yep. Also,
this is punishing the super ganks, like the repetitive ganks. This is coming
This
at
is
that.
punishing the repetitive ganks. It's also punishing the roams from supports. This makes supports want to stay bot lane more. Because if they don't swap into their sweeper early, they don't have a reason to roam mid lane. They're gonna be walking on wards. There's no reason. You got wards to keep you safe bot lane, fucking stay bot lane. Right now, the meta is as soon as you can rush to your fucking warding item as a support, which you can rush at like 9 minutes if you're really fucking around. Boom, swap over to Lin's, roam, 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 roam. That's not necessarily a thing anymore. I think this is dope. I am sad on one hand, but I think that this change for the meta of the game is good and in line with the changes they're making across the board.
I'm waiting for the mid lane roams. I think that's what's gonna
That's a
be
lot
the
of mid lane
game
roams,
now.
yeah.
That's
Mid
what's
laners
gonna
are going
be
to
the
control the
game
game.
now.
They want mid laners to be the shot callers. Junglers have been the shot callers for a long time. Junglers have had the fucking reins for a long time. They
And
want
I'm
mid
cool
laners
with
to be the shot callers.
I love that. I'm so cool with being plan B, baby. Like, yes, let me farm up and mid lane go crazy. Oh, I love this.
This is cool. I like these. This makes me excited for flex. Let's go.
Oof, Cosmic. I heard something about this. You ready?
Yeah. All right. What do they got here? Cosmic Drive has been niche and unpopular for a while now. This stat change aims to make this item a more attractive purchase for damage-focused mages. Fiendish Codex plus Aetherwisp plus Ruby, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't care about that shit, really. Removed. It doesn't give health anymore. Instead, it's a 25 extra AP thing, so no HP. Everybody builds this.
This is insane.
Everybody who has an ult that matters builds this now.
Bro,
right?
this goes on LeBlanc.
This is
90
nasty.
AP plus movement speed plus cooldown.
Guess
Are
what?
you serious?
Guess what? Do you know how you activate Cosmic Drive, y'all? By fucking doing multiple instances of damage. Guess what? LeBlanc, Q, fucking a million move speed. The entire wave's gone. Run with. Maybe you even go water walking on LeBlanc now.
This
and
goes
you
on
fucking
Fizz.
run bot lane.
There's so many
100%
champions. Yo,
100% goes on Fizz.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. This item is insane. Build this on Ahri.
Build this on every AP assassin there is.
Keon, this is your item now.
Build this on an AP assassin, right?
This is insane.
Yo, this is God, so many units this is good on. This is even you know what, Teddy? This was a really niche item on Rumble. With the other changes on Rumble, this might be a meta Rumble item now. I don't fucking know. This seems insane to me. This seems like a nasty change.
Yeah. I wanna look around and see who I could play with this. Like I gotta look at the champion pool for this.
Yep, I agree. All right, what did they do to our plate caps? This is my favorite boot in the game. Yeah, I'm sad to. Oh, let's see what's to do. All right, plated steel caps will now check for a much wider range of auto attacks, so that when you bonk someone with a staff, it really will be protected by steel caps. An auto's an auto, no matter the code. Steel caps now looks for all auto attacks for its damage reduction, rather than auto attacks tagged with just auto attack and nothing else. Amazing.
Oh my god. We gotta build steel caps even more now, baby.
Amazing. I'm so excited about this change.
I love this. I love this for everything.
I'm gonna build this on support all the time, y'all. Now, just so, like I already built this
I love
item.
this for everything.
This is okay. Gimme. Gimme. I like that. All right, this is to counter the Fizz, right? This is to counter the Fizz W's. All right, Seraphs Embrace. AP got reduced, health got reduced. Why?
It's ridiculous. This is ASO nerf a little bit, but not much, but it's still some.
A little bit
ASO,
of an ASO nerf
fucking
and Kassadin,
Kassadin,
right?
Rise, like all those ridiculous Seraphs champs. It's not much. It's something.
It probably matters in some cases. I don't know. I don't think this is impactful as the like overdrive changes. This is still core the same item. This is basically just like a teeny bit less damage.
Extremely true. Yo, Steelcaps now works against NASA's Q.
Yep. Insane.
Goodbye. So imagine that. Motherfucker's hitting you with 700 damage and you just take away 12% of that. Oh,
Yep.
I love it. Like, it might be a... Oh, yeah, Steelcaps is heavily favored now.
Yo, that works again.
Wow, wait, time out. But you know what that does, though, right?
Does this work against Camille? Does this work against Camille Q?
Oh, that would be huge. We gotta test that.
Before it didn't work against Camille Q because it was true damage, right? So does the true damage supersede this, or does this fuck Camille up?
Lab work.
Hard?
We gotta do lab work. We just gotta test all the champions that it didn't work against before. Do a lot of lab work. I'm down for that today. What this also does too, though, right? This makes it a more popular and favored item. So now there's gonna be less Merc treads, which means these AP's assassins that got buffed. Yo.
Yeah, exactly. AP assassins, y'all. Time to fucking play AP assassins.
RB players. I'm just saying.
Ari's, Fizz's, Leblanc's.
Ari wasn't on the patch notes, but she got buffed.
Yeah, she got buffed last patch. And the patch before that, right?
Yep. So there's like 3 patches in a row. Ari got buffed. I'm just throwing that in the universe. It's crazy.
Ari best mid laner in A right now?
Insane. And you don't gotta worry about people building the Seraphs against you. Like what?
I see. This is
it's just a matchup.
That's the same change. Yeah, it's just same change. Grasp.
This is huge. I actually love this adjustment.
Okay. I'm gonna read all of this. I'm gonna read all of this because I don't know anything about this. All right. Healing from runes has crept up over time due to the durability patch last year and other system buffs like the updated tank items from preseason. These changes aim to slightly lower that invisible healing not coming from items. Grasp of the Undying has been benefiting fighters more than tanks with the power of its heal. And this change aims to lower the overall power of the heal component and increase the stacking tank stats to make the change feel less painful for its tank users.
I real quick.
Love this change.
I love this. You know what?
I don't go this item for the heal, y'all.
Thank you. Same.
I've never.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I've never once got grasp because I wanted the heal. I've got grasp because I want to be thick.
I want the HP scaling, and they gave me more HP scaling. I'm going grasp on everybody.
Wait, did they change it? Wait, is it better on ranged champions now too? It is, right?
Yep.
Oh my, yo, tank Qiyana.
Bro, grass Senna? Like, what are we doing? Yo, there's so much, like, this is gonna open so much. I don't care about the healing. Fuck the healing. And the healing didn't it didn't get removed, right?
It just got removed. Whatever, fuck out. That's chill. I love this.
Oh, they did remove it.
The heal? Did it?
Oh, so there's no healing whatsoever. Okay. So that's gonna hurt a little bit, right? But fuck that. We still want the max health, bro. When you sit there and you convert the max health, like from grass into a heart steel into like a freaking demonic, and like that's what
overgrowth,
you want, bro.
Overgrowth with the percent on
everything.
Top of that.
Put all of that.
This is like all that shit is like a Warmox for free now, basically. When you put all that shit together, you basically just get a fucking free Warmox that doesn't take up an item slot every game, right? What the fuck?
Yeah, I like this. I like that grass change a lot.
All right, cool. Triumph. Oh, what they do? Heal on takedowns, 10% of missing health to 2.5% of max health.
They didn't do nothing.
Okay, well, no, this is better on tanks, worse on carries. That's what this is. So they want this on tanks now, not on carries. That's the idea. So they want tanks harder to kill. This is
what sucks is that like it's not about. It's about. All right, cool. You get the triumph when you're dead.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
you're gonna be dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't do this on tanks or on carries now, right? You just do this on tanks. Now
What
this
is that called? Overshield. Overshield is even more prioritized now in ADCs.
right.
Because they buffed that up
And
last patch. That was really good. It was kind of like an argument with the Triumph, and now it's kind of like straightforward overgrowth. I think it's the choice on a lot of ADCs.
yeah, I think that this makes sense. I love this rune. I'm sad anytime it gets nerfed or changed or whatever for the most part, really. But I understand why they made this change. And I think it makes sense.
I want this something
Here,
to do with the cooldown or like the activation point, whatever. ARAM, this
here
is
we
yo.
go.
Shout out to the ARAM family.
Yeah,
This
we
for us.
live here.
This for us,
First
baby.
things first, we're starting by removing the tower rubble. Yay!
Fuck
From
that
Howling
rubble.
Abyss. Fuck that shit. Ultimately, we're making this call because the rubble didn't meet player expectations for what ARAM should be, a series of chaotic team fights with non-stop action. Unfortunately, the rubble alongside the Vision games, it broke were too much for the healthy addition to ARAM. But we appreciate your patience as we tested it out. Yeah. So adding the tower rubble on top of adding that extra bush made that you could play with vision a lot more. That slows the game down. That gives advantages more to one side. So it snowballs the game too, which is very interesting. So either way, like if you have even teams, the games are going to go way fucking longer. But if you are a snowballing team, you're going to be able to take advantage of that even more in games faster. So you end up with games that have longer top ends and shorter bottom ends, which is
Then
what's fucking wild.
the choke point was the hardest part to deal with, and I think like
100%.
meeting in
100%.
the middle would have been nice. Maybe not remove it completely, but don't put a fucking straight up wall there. Like you
Yeah, the
literally
wall is toxic. Suddenly now champions that are already bad on ARAM because they don't have mobility are like
terrible.
you can't commit to team fights because you have to stay on one side to be able to fucking path backward. It's
Mhm.
really annoying.
Whereas like maybe
Really
like little few pieces here and there, because there's certain champions like Bard, Talon that could benefit from a wall being there, but not a whole fucking wall. Put like little
right.
pieces here and there.
Totally. Make like two big ass bricks fall or some shit like that with pathways in between them. That's cool. I don't know, but the whole fucking thing blocked off was
Yeah, that
toxic.
was insane because it was like it was a choke point. It was like, oh, we know they're gonna come from this
Yep.
point.
And you know what? Fucking in ARAM suddenly when that change hit, I hate my least favorite fucking champion to play against was goddamn Anivia. Anivia was so fucking toxic to play against when
Oh
they made
yeah,
this change because she could just constantly keep you cut out of doing anything. You just sit there. You would sit. She'd sit on one side of the wall. She'd block it off every single wave, and you're just sitting there clearing minions. It stalls the game out for 10 minutes for no reason. It was fucking lame. I hated that shit, man. All right, cool.
turrets.
What else did they do? Oh yeah, I remember. I did
I
see
heard
these
about
changes
this.
too. I did see these changes too. These are really interesting. So the turret damage, the base damage on it is now scaling over the first 8 minutes, and then it starts scaling even more past that point.
Hmm. But once it hits 12, it's
Like
like
at
everything's
12 it
gone.
caps. Yep. So they want games to get really hard up to 12 minutes, and then at 12 minutes it's capped. Then fucking shit starts getting like inverse stats, right? They get like less magic resist or some
Mhm.
shit like that as the game
So
goes
any
on.
game after 12 minutes is going to be really easy to break down these turrets. And then before those 12 minutes is kind of going to be hard as hell. It's going to be
So they
rougher
want to
now.
force the games to be between 12 and like fucking 20 minutes long, is kind of what this is doing. They're trying to push it. They're trying to take that short, super short game that they've had and the super long games that they've had and just squish those two together to
You know what this
compact
sucks
the
at?
game. Coming.
This sucks at
What's up?
everybody that did not get their challenges completed for taking towers before like 8 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Straight up.
It's a little
Straight
harder
up.
now, fools.
It's gonna be real hard now.
Get your challenges done.
All right, what else we got? Brush changes. Okay, perfectly balanced. Adjusted the placement of the three brushes in the center of the bridge to exactly equidistant, so blue team no longer has a half team most worth of distance advantage when running to their bush. Okay, cool. That seems like it should have been in the game forever. I don't know why that
Yeah.
was ever a thing. I I didn't even know that was a thing, but great.
Champion
For
buffs. Heckram, little baby buff. Some Annie nerf, some Rise. Not the Rise nerf. I'll be feeling like Faker playing Rise on ARAM.
Yo, one
Hey.
second. I'll be right back.
We got Clash coming out. That's huge, y'all. We do have a Clash team up. Champion pricing. Okay. So they nice. 444B. Are they gonna put freaking Jin at 4444? That's hilarious. Champions that are awesome for new players. Oh, so they made Yummi 450 also. That's huge. Oh, I feel man, that feels terrible for everybody that paid 6,300. They should give like refunds for that. It's easy data too. Like multi-billion-dollar company, they could pull up the data of like you purchasing Yummi for X amount and give that refund. RP too. RP feels even more terrible because you probably spent like 900 RP on that champion, and then now it's 200.
Yeah, they should definitely do the RP if nothing else. Cause that like you look at companies like Blizzard, they do that shit. I mean, they
Yeah,
make
it's no
changes all the
problem.
time. Yeah, if they like super change or nerf a card or some shit like that, they'll refund all the essence
And
on it
it's
for
a
you.
simple. It's a really simple
Yeah.
code where it's like you just you can tell once you purchase something, it's in their database forever. Like they could sit there and just pull up everybody that purchased Yumi and refund the amount.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yumi's too fresh and too like now gonna be meta and shit like that for them to have. I don't know. That just feels bad. That feels bad. I mean, it feels good for people who don't have Yumi yet. That's amazing, right? That's really good for that. But it feels bad for people who, yeah, wasted fucking a bunch of shit trying to buy her when she was expensive.
It would now be a 1 minute queue delay penalty for all players at AFK. Oh, that's ass. Sometimes disconnections are a thing. Hey, frequent leavers will not get a penalty. That's rough. This hurts people with internet connections. I feel bad. Okay, competitive first dodge. Whoa, whoa! You lose more LP for dodges now.
Yeah, you do not dodge really, especially in a row. You can
That
dodge
sucks.
one, but you don't dodge in a row anymore.
That sucks.
That's big.
I don't like that, but I guess like they helped clear up the whole like dodging for no reason thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they were getting rid of Smurfs and shit like that. I think this goes back in line with that kind of thing. Like people would dodge, 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 and then whatever doesn't matter. You could also hop on a Smurf, whatever, blah blah blah. They're kind of trying to change that, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Bug fixes. I don't know about bugs. I haven't paid attention to these.
That caused ASO's Q to not account for mana regen.
What the fuck?
Some of these bugs are just crazy how broken the game is. Fix the bugs that cause ASO's R to not be seen. Are you serious? This champion was broken.
I had that happen to me twice. I got hit by an invincible ult.
This game hit. Yo, play ASO, y'all.
Anytime they put a complicated champion in the game, y'all play it. There's broken mechanics there.
Oh, that sucks. Annie E. It's gonna proc spell thief. Yo, that's wild. You was able to E out of Mordekaiser's R? Oh man, nobody was trying that.
Oh my god.
Akali was just eating out of the freaking Mord's
Can you
R.
imagine how tilted you would be if that shit went down and like you had no recourse to even be like, the fuck just happened? What was that? Damn.
Yo, there's
Rip.
so many bugs. That's amazing. Mythic stuff. Chromas. That's pretty much it, yo. Alright, that was awesome. That was good. It seems like round it all up, AP assassins are more the meta now. Ganking
Summoner Rift
junglers.
games are gonna be longer. ARAM games are gonna be shorter.
Mm-hmm. Junglers are gonna be heavily more favored into farming rather than ganking. Stop yelling at your junglers for ganks.
Yep, you're not gonna have quite as many dives bot lane, I don't think, but you're gonna need to get used to getting roamed on by mid laners. Top and bot lane, you all are gonna see mid lane a lot more now, I think.
Mm-hmm. This is nice. This is nice. I like this direction. I like everything about this patch. I feel like a lot of Yi buffs were added into here without mentioning him. Even with the Rammus nerf, let's do it. I'm down. I love it.
Dope.
All right, let's